I'm 20 years old, and until last week, nothing strange had ever happened to me. I live alone in a small apartment on the edge of town. Second floor, one bedroom, thin walls, the kind of place where you hear your neighbors cough and the pipes creak at night. Boring, predictable. That's why what happened still doesn't make sense. It started with something small. I was walking home from work just after sunset, earbuds in, hoodie up. As I crossed the parking lot, I noticed someone standing near my building's entrance. At first, I didn't think anything of it. People linger there all the time, smoking, waiting for rides. But as I got closer, the guy looked up. I didn't want to seem like I was staring, but I could have sworn that it was me, but with a very uncanny feeling about him. Not kind of looked like me, not similar. Same height, same build, same face, same crooked nose from when I broke it at 15. Even the same jacket. For a second, my brain refused to process it. It felt like seeing my reflection where there shouldn't be one. He stared at me with a blank expression. No smile, no surprise. Then he turned and walked away, around the corner of the building, out of sight. I stood there for a full minute, heart pounding, telling myself it was just someone who looked similar. That sort of thing does happen. There are billions of people in the world. That night, I could barely sleep due to constant thoughts about what I saw. The next morning, I checked my phone. I had a missed call from an unknown number at 3:12 a.m. No voicemail. I brushed it off, and by lunchtime, I'd almost convinced myself I imagined everything. I went to the bathroom to take a shower. As I got out, I froze. Someone had written on the fogged mirror in messy handwriting, "You didn't wave back." For a second, and it felt almost as though I lost my breath. I live alone. I wiped the mirror clean with shaking hands and checked the door locks and windows. Everything was secure. No sign of forced entry. That evening, I heard footsteps outside my apartment. Slow, measured. They stopped right outside my door. I stood silently on the other side, barely breathing. After a moment, the footsteps walked away. No knock. The next day, I saw him again. This time, it was during the day. I was sitting in my car at a red light when I noticed someone in the crosswalk. He was wearing different clothes this time, but it was still my face. He looked straight at me and smiled. Not a friendly smile, not even a normal one. It was too wide, like he was practicing. When the light turned green, he didn't keep walking. He just stood there, watching me drive away. That night, I got another call from the same number. I answered it, only static, with what sounded like someone breathing. Then a voice whispered,
"Why are you scared of me?"
I threw the phone across the room. Day 4, I didn't leave my apartment. I covered the windows. I checked the peephole every time I heard a sound in the hallway. Around 11:40 p.m., my phone buzzed. A text message from the unknown number. I'm outside. My chest tightened. I moved slowly to the door and looked through the peephole. He was standing there. Same face, same eyes, same terrified look I knew I had when I was nervous. Up close, something was wrong. He wasn't blinking. He raised his hand and knocked. 3 slow knocks.
"Open the door. I just want to come in."
I backed away. He knocked again, harder.
"You're tired. I can take over."
The doorknob rattled. I grabbed my phone and called the police, whispering my address as quietly as I could.
"You don't need them. They won't know which one is real."
The knocking stopped. Silence. Minutes passed. Then I heard footsteps retreating down the hallway. When the police arrived, they found no one. No fingerprints. No signs of anyone ever being there. That was 3 nights ago. I didn't call anyone after that. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't even leave my apartment. I kept thinking that if I stayed quiet, if I stayed me, it would stop. Last night around 2 a.m., my phone buzzed again. No number, no notification preview, just a single voice message.
"You're doing it wrong."
I sat up in bed, heart racing, and listened. Nothing. No footsteps, no knocking, no voices. Then I heard it. Soft tapping, not a knock. Fingertips on wood. It was coming from inside my apartment, from the other side of my bedroom door. It lasted about 1 minute before stopping. A few seconds passed. Then a voice spoke from behind the door.
We always lock it. So why isn't it locked tonight?
My stomach dropped. I hadn't checked the lock. I don't remember anything after lying down. The handle didn't turn. Instead, there was a soft click.
I watched you for practice. Talking, walking, being normal.
The door slowly creaked open. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. Someone stepped into the room. I didn't look. I couldn't even if I wanted. He stood there for a long time, just breathing. Then he leaned down, close to my ear.
Tomorrow, you can rest.
The room went quiet. I woke up the next morning thinking it must have all been a dream. I've never experienced it ever again after that night. Ever since that night, I've felt like a better version of myself, like I was an entirely new me.